Hey guys, Shalom. So, a lot of people ask me a lot of questions, and sometimes I'm just not able to answer all of your questions. So, I promised that I was going to put some of your questions in the form of videos so I can answer them for you. So, this morning I'm only going to answer two questions, all right? And so, one of those questions is, what do I eat for breakfast? What do I eat for breakfast? So my answer to that question is I don't eat breakfast. I drink my breakfast, if that makes any sense. I don't eat breakfast, I drink breakfast, all right? Meaning that my breakfast consists of liquid in the morning. I don't eat solid foods in the morning, all right? Everything I eat in the morning or everything I ingest in the morning is liquid. Why? Because when you go to sleep at night, your body is going on a fast. The body naturally goes on a fast whenever you sleep, every night when you go to bed. Your body is fasting. And the last thing you want to do after a fast is to throw some heavy stuff in your stomach when you wake up in the morning. You want to break your fast with liquid. And that's why a lot of people are having digestive issues, because they're waking up in the morning and they're breaking their fast with bagels and cream cheese, donuts and sandwiches and bread and a whole bunch of processed food. And that's why a lot of people are getting sick. When you go on a fast, you're supposed to break that fast with liquid. And again, as I mentioned, that's why you're having digestive issues. That's why you're having heartburn and a whole bunch of other issues, because you're waking up and eating all this processed hard food. All right, so there's my answer. I don't eat breakfast, I drink my breakfast. And as you can see what I have in front of me here, this morning I actually got up and I had some coconut water. Now these are coconuts right here. All right, I'm kind of running out right now. I only have two left, but so these are coconut, and I have a lot of I drink a lot of coconut water. I do. I love coconut water. And so what I do is, because a lot of people ask, how do you open coconut? I have a toolbox in my house, and I just grab a hammer and just hammer and just hit a couple of coconuts, bust them open, and the juice fall. You can just put a bowl underneath this, and the water will just fall right out into the bowl, and that's it. You have your coconut water. All right. So there you go. Coconuts, I cannot say this enough. Coconuts is probably the healthiest water. Coconut water is probably the healthiest water, because this right here, this nut, the water inside of this nut is protected by three different layers. Okay, and right here we're looking at two of the layers. One of the layers has been removed, and that's the husk. Okay, the husk has been removed from these, and now you have the shell, and then you have inside of the shell you have the nut itself, and then inside that nut is the water. All right, so coconut water is protected by three different layers. I mean, you can't penetrate that, you know. So that's the healthiest water as far as I'm concerned. All right, let's move on. Oranges. That's another thing I have for breakfast in the morning. I mean, I can't have enough of these. I buy oranges by the bags. Like I'll buy 5, 6, 7 bags of these. Sometimes you'll get like anywhere from 10 to 12 in a bag. So I'll buy a ton of oranges, and I'll probably eat anywhere between 6 to 8 of these per day. Like I really, I'm from the Caribbean, so we don't eat one fruit when we eat fruit. We eat a whole ton of it, right? So yeah, I eat a lot of oranges. I just peel them, cut them open, and just eat them, or I'll just juice them, you know. So that's it. And these oranges have a lot of seeds in them. Make sure you're getting your oranges with seeds. All right. All right. Let's move on. So what we're looking at here, this is a green juice that I like to have as well, and I have some spirulina, some alfalfa, and some moringa in here. All right, and that's a green juice that I have sometimes in the morning. All right, and this right here is some sorrel. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. A couple of you brothers and sisters have tasted my sorrels. You know what I'm talking about. This is probably one of my favorite drink right here. I'll make ton of this and keep it in the refrigerator, and I'll wake up in the morning and I drink this stuff. Ton of it. All right, this is very healthy drink. You guys refer to this as hibiscus. We call it sorrel in the Caribbean. All right, you guys call it hibiscus. Okay, and so smoothie. I also have some smoothies in the morning as well. Or I might just peel a couple of apples and have some apples. All right, and sometimes I'll have some lime water or lemon water. There's a couple of lemons there. I'll just slice them open, squeeze them in a glass of water, and sometimes I might have add a little bit of brown sugar to that and just stir it up and drink it, you know, or I'll just have it without the sugar. All right, cocoa. There you go. This is coffee. I'm sorry. This is chocolate. This is raw chocolate right here. This is cocoa bean or chocolate bean, whatever you want to call it. This is where chocolate comes from, all right? Your chocolate bar at your favorite chocolate store. This is chocolate right here. This is where that comes from. There you go. Cocoa powder. So sometimes I'll have me some cocoa tea or chocolate tea, as we like to call it. I guess you guys like to call this hot cocoa or hot chocolate. I'm not sure. But this is not your regular hot chocolate that you buy in the store. Not at all. This is raw chocolate. These are cocoa beans right here. This is raw thing. All right. And this one right here is also chocolate that has been ground up and turned into a ball. All right. There you go. Yeah. So that's also cocoa, chocolate, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. All right. And sometimes I'll make it into a slushy, or I'll add some ice to it, a little coconut milk. There's coconut milk right there. Add a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, a couple of bananas, or maybe some brown sugar, and I'll blend that up and have a nice little slushy. But so yeah. So this is just some of the things that I drink in the morning. All right. Or sometimes I'll just have me some ginger tea. I'll just I forgot to put my ginger here, but I have a bunch of ginger, and sometimes I'll just yeah, not sure how I forgot my ginger. But there's my ginger. Sometimes I'll have some ginger or turmeric. That's turmeric right there, and this is ginger. And sometimes I'll make myself some ginger tea, or I'll mix the ginger with the turmeric, and I'll have some of that. So yeah, these are just some of the liquid that I have in the morning for breakfast. I don't have solid food for breakfast. All right. So these are just some ideas in case you're trying to find ideas of what to drink in the morning. I mean, the possibilities are endless, guys. There's a lot of plant foods out there that you can put together and drink for breakfast in the morning. All right. So let's move on to the next question. This question, my answer to this next question, might not be suitable for a lot of people. All right. This is a sort of a controversial topic among women in America. So the next question is, when should I start to give my newborn baby water? That's a question that has been asked to me several times. Okay. When should I give my baby water? You guys might not like my answer. I'm going to tell you right now, you might not like what I have to say. All right. Newborn babies should start getting water after 3 months old. After 3 months old, all right? Despite what your European doctors have indoctrinated inside of you, because that's what it is. Sadly, 99% of women in America has been indoctrinated into believing that their baby should not drink water. I cannot tell you guys. I used to work at a city hospital, and I cannot tell you how many mothers I've seen rushed into the emergency room with their young babies. And guess what the babies are suffering from? Dehydration. Dehydration. And now they have to put that nasty thing in the baby's arm, right? And pump the baby with that nasty liquid that they have in the hospital because that poor baby is suffering from dehydration. When all you had to do was just give your baby water. Water! Water! Who tell you that your baby shouldn't be drinking water? Where did you get that from? You know where you get that from? The same people that is making your baby sick, the same people who's forcing vaccination on you, the same people who's telling you that if your child doesn't take vaccination, they're going to die. Those are the same people that are telling you that your human child shouldn't drink water. Let me tell you something. When I was growing up on the farm, right, back home in the Caribbean, the animal babies drink water. The animal babies. We have a river that ran through our property, right? The baby animals go there and drink water. Nobody forces them, but they got thirsty. The babies, the chickens, the baby goats, the baby donkeys, the baby horses, the baby cows, the damn nasty baby pigs. All of them drink water. All of them. The baby cats and the baby dogs. I grew up with seeing all these baby animals drinking water. And that's natural instinct. Natural instinct. What makes you think that your baby doesn't get thirsty? I mean, I've heard several cases of babies having acid reflux disease. Babies! 4, 5, 6 months old babies are having acid reflux. You know why? Because the mom is breastfeeding the baby, right? And mommy's diet suck. Her diet suck. She's eating garbage, pure garbage she's eating. A lot of processed food, a lot of fast food, a lot of nasty garbage the mommy is eating. And where do you think the food is going? All that nastiness she's eating is going straight into the baby, straight through her breast milk, straight into the baby. And so whatever garbage she's eating, the baby is eating that garbage. So what makes you think your baby don't need water to flush out all that crap that you're feeding her or him through your breast milk? And some of you mothers don't even breastfeed. You give your baby that nasty formula, right? So you're giving the formula dried cow's milk. That's what in that formula, dried powdered cow's milk. That's what formulas are, filled with preservatives and other chemicals, right? So you're giving that to your baby because you're not breastfeeding. And you, excuse me, and you actually believe that your baby don't need water to flush out all that toxin that they're getting from those nasty formula? You really believe that? You really think that? Your baby need water to flush out the crap that you're feeding them through your breast milk or that formula. They need water. After 3 months old, your child should be getting water. And if before 3 months old, if the baby is newborn, 1, 2, 3 months, when you're breastfeeding your baby, you mom, your diet should be healthy. So your baby should be getting healthy breast milk. Healthy breast milk. And after 3 months old, your baby should be getting a little bit of water. Okay? And let me tell you something else. Your babies have natural instincts just like animals. Just like animals. So if you put some water in a baby's bottle and you put the nipple to the baby's mouth and they take a couple of sips, they're not going to sit there and drink their whole entire bottle. When they take a couple sips and they drink that water and they no longer want the water, they'll spit it out. If you're a breastfeeding mom, you know what I'm talking about, right? When you're breastfeeding your baby and your baby has had enough milk from that breast, what do? They spit out the nipple. That's what they do. They spit out the breast, right? They spit it out. Your baby will let you know that they're no longer hungry or thirsty. They'll let you know that, right? So Your baby should be getting water after 3 months old. You put a little water in their nipple bottle and you give it to them. And they'll tell you when they've had enough. All right? You have been indoctrinated. It's time for us to go back to our original self. It's time for us to go back. We have been removed from our culture. I mean, the only place you've been told that babies shouldn't drink water, a human baby, a human child shouldn't be drinking water, is here in America. Why? Why is that? That's not for us. We are genetically different. There's certain things that we need that other people don't need. There's certain things that are for us that are not for other people. We don't get the same diagnosis as the Europeans and the Chinese and everybody else. No, because genetically we are different. Your baby should get water. And like I said, I know you guys are not going to like my answer, but that's my answer. Your baby should get water after 3 months old. I cannot tell you how many cases of dehydration I have seen in those emergency room. And I'm close to a lot of the nurses and doctors in the emergency room. And I can tell you right now, the diagnosis, okay, the diagnosis that have been, that these babies have been diagnosed with. It's just crazy, crazy. Your child should not end up in the emergency room suffering from dehydration because mommy is not giving the baby water. 6 months old baby, 5 months old, 4 months old in the emergency room because you're not feeding the baby water. And your breast milk is toxic because what you're eating is garbage. And then you're feeding the baby formulas and not feeding the baby water. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Your poor baby is suffering. Your little 4 months old baby should never have acid reflux and constipation because they're not drinking water. Because what you're feeding them is making them constipated. Even through your breast milk. Because what you're eating is garbage. All right? So there's my answer. You might not like my answer, but that's what it is. Your child, your baby should be drinking water after 3 months old. All right? If you don't want them to have a whole bunch of digestive and other problems. After 3 months old, your child should be getting water. There's my answer. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.